I want to help everyone to explain their positions more clearly, more logically, and more easily. If you have reason to believe that there is some conspiracy at work, then the information I give you here will be of use in proving it. So stick with me and see if this doesn't help you out. 1. Verify your facts with independent confirmation. The key word here is independent. Going to 4 different blogs that copy and paste the same conspiracy theory is not independent confirmation of your facts. Can you verify the facts that you're presenting through something other than a website? Can you find articles, books, or media who are neutral or even antipathetic to your conspiracy theory who will still confirm the facts you're presenting? 2. Be willing to be challenged. In science and in critical thinking, it is routine and expected that any theory will be challenged over and over again. Einstein's theory of relativity was not accepted just because Einstein said it was true or because he got really upset with people if they found flaws in his reasoning. The only way that a theory becomes more than a theory is through independent confirmation and by testing it for alternative explanations. Do you think that your ideas of conspiracy are beyond reproach and that anyone who challenges you is not being a critical thinker? Then I would say that you have a misunderstanding of how critical thinking actually works. Challenging a theory is not a personal attack. If the theory is correct, it will stand up to challenge, and in fact, could be further clarified and expanded by such challenges. On the other hand, if there are errors in logic or the theory is wrong, challenges to it will quickly point these out. Either way, a critical thinker will want to get to the truth. 3. Think up other explanations or reasons before sticking with the one you like. Make sure your theory explains all of the facts and not just some of them. In science, no theory is tested just once. Theories are routinely tested over and over and over again. One reason why is because of a tendency we all have as human beings to only look at facts and evidence which support our preconceived ideas for things and reject or forget anything which doesn't. This is called confirmation bias, and we all do it. If you think you're somehow immune to this, you aren't. Here's an example. On October 25, 2014, a large convoy of dozens of trucks was depicted on video, traveling on Interstate 64 under what appeared to be state trooper escort. The video was posted on Facebook, and immediately there were many comments asserting nefarious purposes for the convoy. One said the trucks were full of ammunition for secret underground military bases so they could finally institute martial law. Another claimed the trucks were taking food to concentration camps on the East Coast. Yet another commenter said the trucks were full of foreign military troops who were secretly being transported across the country so they could initiate a nationwide takeover of the country. Each of these conspiracy-minded people were using confirmation bias to explain what they were seeing. There were clues to the real purpose of this convoy in the news stories about it, but those clues were ignored, and instead they jumped to these off-the-wall conclusions. This police-escorted convoy was actually a charity event, where police escort a convoy of trucks through cities and towns in 38 states and Canada. The event helps raise funds and awareness for Special Olympics athletes, and this last year about 110 vehicles participated in the ride. The year before, this same event raised $20,000. I don't think that the press releases on this or the Snopes article confirming this information changed the minds of any of the conspiracy theorists who were so sure that these trucks were bearers of doom. But if you do take the time to get all the facts, you'll often find that your first guess was not always the best one. 4. Do not rely too heavily on authorities. Verify the legitimacy of your sources and ask yourself, who benefits from me accepting this information as true? We all have authorities in our lives. We put our faith in them to explain things we don't understand or to direct us to information that we should trust. These are people like our parents or teachers or leaders in whatever subjects we're interested in. No one can get through life just relying solely on their own wits or observations. We're all in this together, and it's natural to rely on people who know more than we do. However, always, always, always be willing to question any authority figure. There simply isn't anyone who is infallible or who knows everything. Every single scientist, philosopher, doctor, religious leader, politician, and parent has been wrong about something. And maybe the thing that you're so sure they're telling you the truth about is one of those things they're getting wrong. Listen to them, but be cautious about taking only their word for it. As to websites and blogs, you can't always be sure that what you're looking at is reliable. Just because something looks or sounds legitimate does not mean it is. There are some sites that will show you nothing but the facts that support whatever theory or idea the site owner wants to push, such as Alex Jones's or David Icke's sites. These are the epitome of confirmation bias. A story or article may appear to be complete until you look elsewhere and find other facts that have been conveniently omitted or ignored because they don't support whatever agenda that site owner is trying to push. Unfortunately, this also extends to the mainstream media and is not just something that happens on conspiracy websites. You owe it to yourself to get all the facts from a number of legitimate sources. 5. When trying to decide on which idea may be the correct one, use Occam's razor. Occam's razor is a very old principle that dates back as far as Aristotle and states, other things being equal, simpler explanations are generally better than more complex ones. Another way of stating this concept would be, when considering the facts, the explanation that requires the fewest assumptions or inferences is usually the better explanation.